Greetings, YouTube. Happy Tuesday. We are logging into the game for the first time to see if there is an offer or a special announcement or something that we have to discuss today. And what do you know? The multiverse awaits. Day 7 of the trials begins and the multiverse opens wide to pull in champions from all realities. Activate the boosted essences you have acquired during the trials and face this challenge now as Dormammu attempts to break the very fabric of the multiverse apart. Following this challenge, the week of trials will reset, allowing you more chances to gather essences and ready your champions in preparation for your multiversal mayhem. So, we're going to claim this. This is the Trial of the Madness charge. I'm also going to do something. I mean, I don't normally I'm like anybody else. You know, I want to see who the best players, which certainly aren't me, are using and counters, but I kind of feel like I should just check it out. This is the new Trial of the Madness, 50,000 overall legendary rating. As usual, it doesn't let you preview it, which I think is definitely a flaw from Kabam. Falcon has been an MVP for me so far. I mean, just a true MVP of MVPs. I have so much respect for that dude. Trying to figure out who else I want to bring in. Let's throw in Omega Red and just see what happens to start. But again, I think we can still back out and check it out. Okay, so you can see the Dormammu boss is there. And then we kind of have one champ from each. So we got Stark Spidey, and then Black Widow, and then Iron Man, Carnivore Thor, Doctor Strange. Alright, you know what? No time like the present. We're recording. It's live. Let's just jump in. Also, when you are recording, always make sure, I'm going to blacken my screen real quick, that you have Do Not Disturb on. In this case, I do. So we're good. Okay, so this is Intercepting Dizzy. I hate this one. But thankfully, Falcon is a boss. So I am going to lock on to this man, and this becomes a joke of a fight with Falcon. If you saw the worst gameplay I've ever produced on my channel, which is saying something, I didn't bring in Falcon at first and brought in Corvus, and I think I landed like one hit and then died. Speaking of Corvus, I do think I should try to bring him in for this. And let's just see which one this is. Okay. So I'm going to do medium light mediums with Corvus, which will also get me an Avengers charge. Now it's OG Black Widow, so can't consistently parry with her. But you can see, unlike the fight I did with Corvus earlier, that the medium light medium is going well. Just can't parry. Okay, let's try to bait the special 2. Look at that. Speaking of a special 2, let's fire one of those off and see what happens. Yeah, looking good. I parried for the first time successfully. Make that 2 parries in a row. Okay, so Corvus, as the great Seaton used to say, and boy, I miss hearing him say it, easy game, easy life, right? Haven't used any of the essences yet. Maybe I should just save all those for Dormammu. I don't know. Okay, now we have this. Each dodged hit during a special attack grants the attacker a passive prowess. While defender has a regen, they're unblockable, arc overload as well. Maybe I shouldn't bring in Corvus, but I'm going to. Remember, he starts with a good amount of unblockable because arc overload starts the fight. I made that mistake once before, so I'm going to dash back immediately because he starts unblockable. Now, the problem is you still probably want to attempt an intercept. Okay, there is the normal regen. And look at that degen damage. I got lucky, and he isn't regenning, but the nice thing is Corvus's crits are so good that I didn't face another regen before that fight ended. So, okay. Okay. So far, almost too easy, right? Almost too easy. So you'd think, since I already have the Avenger charge with Corvus, maybe I should continue to bring him in for this. This is the, any champion inflicted with shock debuff lands critical hits. This is where I should have brought in Black Widow Deadly Origin. I do remember my strategy with this before was to let us both get shock damage and then go in. So maybe I'm going to wait to get hit for 6 seconds and go in. So we're going to dance around. You see that timer that resets every time we land a hit? I'm going to let it go down to 0. We're going to both get shock damage. Now I'm going to go in and have these massive crits because it is normal. Also, you'll see willpower is helping me out a lot. Okay, we're back to half damage, but 6-star Corvus is so good, especially at rank 4. Like, I know there are people, I really appreciate those of you who fought for Corvus in the polls last night, because I know there are people who say he's overrated, but I still love him so much. Okay, this time we're going for Defender immune to all power manipulation. Whenever power empties to 0, suffer 240% of the champion's attack as direct damage. The defender rewards more power when struck, but its presence drains the attacker's power. When the attacker fills a bar of power, they have 6 seconds to use a special attack, or 20% of their max power is instantly drained. Alright, again, I don't know if I quite understand why, but Vegan Thor, or the artist formerly known as Vegan Thor, now Carnivore Thor, is indeed an Avenger. So, since he's an Avenger, I get 30 charges. Also, the auto block, I kind of forgot about that. The auto block just gave me my 4th mission. How about that? So far, I don't want to jinx myself, but this has been a joke of a fight, and it was. It just was. Alright, we are down to... Are we down to the last path? After this, is it dorm? Are we going to college? Going to a dorm? Nah, well, yeah, maybe. I mean... Okay, now I do remember the unblockable special 2 of this was not good. I would put Doctor Strange as more of a candidate to be an Avenger than Vegan Thor, but maybe that's just me. For this, I'm going to use Nick Fury. Maybe I'm going to regret it. I'm going to use Nick Fury, and I think I'm going to spam special ones. Because you'll notice he still takes bleed damage, even though none of my hits are doing damage. Let's try this. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Now, Omega Red probably would have been a good option here too. Look at this, just melting away. Now, I kind of do want to use some of the essences that we've been building up. I mean, the whole point is to use them here, right? So, maybe for the Dormammu fight we should. But so far, I expected, for some reason, all 3 of the champs on each path to be in this and for there to be a ton of fights. But there hasn't been. There's only been 1 champ represented per path. Okay, so here is the 4-star chest. And I've gotten to the boss in about 10 minutes. For me, I think that's good. But even when I'm proud of my gameplay, there are still people who say, gosh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. My basement looks so much more beautiful than your gameplay. Okay, so, boosts. Because there's no pride in using, right? I mean, use in the Trial of Madness. Madness. I'm just going to use all of them. And just see what happens. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Which one did I miss? Is it the Essence of Will? Yeah. And maybe I should have been using these all along, but I didn't really need them. Okay. Staggering Beauty. While close to the defender, the attacker gains a stagger debuff every 3 seconds, nullifying their next buff. Staying far away from the defender causes these staggers to gradually fall off, encroaching stun. We know how that is. You got to get a special attack off every 20 seconds. Prey of the Feeble. Whenever the attacker's buffs are nullified, expire, or fail to trigger due to reduced ability accuracy, the defender gains a passive prowess, increasing special attack and damage by 70% for the next special attack. Defender gains 5% of their max power each time a buff is nullified. So, Corvus has got 4 missions. I've got all these essences active. Oh my gosh. He is automatically stunned to start, and my power is huge. What if I just do a special 2 now? Is that going to kill him? 77,000. I mean, that was fun. Next time I'll probably use all the boosts at once. But didn't need them. Alright, the resources for this are an increase to 160 of Ancient Remnants, 500 6-star shards, a slight increase on that as well, 1,600 multi-Venice crystals, and shards. Now you'll see if we replay it, now all of a sudden I don't have access to it because I've used the resource. So, you know, given I didn't use the boost until the end, I think you have a lot of options with this, personally. But I'm happy with this. For those of you who still think I suck at the game, maybe I do, but good gameplay. I had a plan, I stuck to it. And, you know, for the shock one, I guess I could have brought in Black Widow Deadly Origin, but I just backed out for 6 seconds and allowed us both to have shock damage, and then got some high crits in the meantime. And Corvus got so many missions during his journey. So that's my feedback for this quest. Thanks for watching.